Welcome once again. Welcome everyone to another weekly edition of the Crypto Mind NerdCon1.com special show. I do one of these once a week for the NerdCon1.com network. And so, I'm here, the Crypto Mind here on YouTube. Search, put in quotes, the Crypto Mind, just like you see up here, and you'll come right to my channel. Please subscribe to this channel. And then also, you might be catching me on nerdcon1.com on their YouTube channel, or even on Twitch, or many of the places where they simul-stream this broadcast. I'm so thankful and grateful to nerdcon1.com for having me on as an affiliate to their network of creators. And as a quick reminder, nerdcon1.com has a merch shop, and so you can get apparel for the network, or for the different creators that are on there, like Get a Life, Weekly Recharge, Cinephile Saturday, the Disney Update, and of course, the Crypto Mind, right? And look at those fantastic Crypto Mind logoed shirts, hoodies, jersey tees, for men, women alike, however. And please, click on them, get one today. It's sure to be a conversation starter wherever you're at, and it helps support this channel, and everything counts. So, all right, now let's talk what's going on. Here I am back at my little heat map, which, if you can see, is it looks like a little bit of a mixed salad right now of red and green, but actually, for the most part, it's up. And if you're talking about since last week, then it's doing really huge. This Bitcoin, this is how it's done in the last 24 hours. Well, in the last week, it's gone up a lot. So if in the last 24 hours, it's just down a smidge, this 37, it wasn't 37 a few days ago. It was lower. Ethereum is breaking out into all-time highs. Like right this second while I'm recording, they're taking a little bit of profit, but overall, Ethereum's going crazy. And then you can see some dark green for some of the Ethereum-based tokens, including a lot of the DeFi exchanges. Aave DeFi exchange hitting all-time highs, Synthetics, and Maker, which is a DAO, Ren, which is a real teeny tiny one over here, and Compound, this guy. Just below it, Nexo. Now, Nexo is not a DeFi, it's a lending house, and I actually have a bulk of my tokens, a bulk of my assets on Nexo.io, which is a lending platform. I have both been able to get crypto-backed loans with Nexo.io, and I've also been able to park my money there and get 6% interest at Nexo.io, which is terrific. So I win in both directions. You should really check them out, Nexo.io, and the Nexo token itself is skyrocketing, partly because Nexo.io is so smart about how it uses its token. It incentivizes you to use their token. So if you have 10% of the value of your portfolio at Nexo in Nexo tokens, then you get a higher interest rate, that 6% I was talking about. And if you're willing to take your interest in Nexo tokens, they'll give you an extra 2%. So you could get 8% if you like, and that means 12% on stablecoins. Wow. And on the loan side, if you have at least 10% of your portfolio value in Nexo tokens, then you can get their cheap 5.6% APR loan rate on any crypto-backed loans that you want to do. No credit check. They just they over collateralize. They take a bigger chunk of your crypto and freeze it from interest against the loan. But that's great. You still have ownership of all of your assets. You have all that. When you pay it back, it's released and you can earn interest on that stuff again. And actually starting, I don't know when it happened, but yesterday I was on Nexo and they had the ability to swap between different assets that Nexo offers. So I was thrilled about that, because before, if I wanted to say take some Ethereum I had, and I was like, I really want to get some more Litecoin. I could not swap within Nexo. I'd have to take my Ethereum, put it off into my Bittrex trading account, and then trade and get Litecoin for Ethereum, and then redeposit my Litecoin back into Nexo. Now I can just swap between them, the equal values worth, and there's zero commission on those swaps too, which is amazing. So actually, I may actually finally dabble into gold in a sense. There's something called PAXG, 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 which is it's a synthetic token, but each token represents the price of gold. So I may get some fractional amount of PAXG and earn 6% interest APR on it while it's sitting there. So, I'm going to be able to start covering all the bases, between crypto and actual some hard metals and other things like that. It's incredible. So check it out, nexo.io. I'll have a link down in the bottom. There's no referral code or anything. They don't have an affiliate program on that. But I'm big on having Nexo. So if you sign up with them and then deposit, either Bitcoin, Litecoin, any of the cryptos that they have there, or stable coins, then you can go and you can actually swap. I think you can swap for Nexo tokens right then and there, so you don't have to go out looking for a way to do that, especially if you're a U.S. customer. That was always a big challenge for me. It looks like that challenge has been wiped away. All right, so market is doing huge. If you've been following it all, this whole thing about the short squeezing on some of these stocks that people have been doing, and then it's migrated over to DOGE, which I talked about last week, right? Doge Moon, woo! Well, Doge went up to about 7 cents a piece, and then it backed down to about 2.9 cents. But as of right now, it's at 5.25%, 5.25 cents. So Doge is doing well. Doge is doing pretty well. It's hanging on. It came down to about 4 cents each and was hanging out there for almost the whole week. Now today it's been bumping up a little bit more, and this is amazing. It's got consequences that I don't think people have recognized, and they're actually good consequences. So, excuse me. But someone who does recognize it is this gentleman, Charlie Lee. Charlie Lee, who's basically like the main guy of Litecoin. He even calls himself Satoshi Light as his Twitter handle. And he put this up a few days ago on the 28th. He said, "Congratulations, Shives. Glad to see Dogecoin doing well. Dogecoin and Litecoin have a symbiotic relationship due to merge mining. Both coins benefit from this. With constant inflation, Doge will actually contribute more over time to help secure both coins as LTC, Litecoin, block halves." So, what Charlie Lee is saying here, and it blew my mind because I had never thought about this. And part of the reason why is because Doge had been so in the cellar in terms of its price and everything that it was almost a non-entity. So what is merged mining? So what merged mining is that Dogecoin on its own, the difficulty on level of it was so high compared to its price that was so low, like say even a year ago and 2 and 3 and 4 years ago, that it basically wasn't worth mining at all. And if miners just out and out stop mining your coin, that's going to be a problem. So a merge mining agreement was made, and so pretty much anywhere that you mine Litecoin, you're also mining Dogecoin at the same time, and it could be unbeknownst to you in some pools because they don't advertise that. And so you got to be really careful about that. But if you go over to my favorite miner pool stats, miningpoolstats.stream, right? And if you put in LTC for Litecoin, right, and bring up the stats, you'll notice on some of these top pools they mention plus Doge, plus Doge, plus Doge, plus Doge, which means that their mining pools are doing the merge mining, and that either one of two things happens. On some of the pools, not many, but there's a couple pools where you can set up both a Litecoin and a Dogecoin address. And so when Litecoin pays out, Dogecoin will pay out too. Right now, for most pools, the ratio is for every one Litecoin you get 2,000 Doge. And I'm sure that they prorate that. So like if you got a half a Litecoin, then you would get 1,000 Doge, et cetera, et cetera. And so you can be acquiring Doge along with Litecoin at the same time. Some others don't. They don't put up. They don't do the pay you out in the merge mining. One of them that I've been using almost since the beginning of mining Litecoin was called LitecoinPool.org. And what LitecoinPool.org does is they have a reward that's higher than 100%. And so what's that is acknowledging is that you're getting more than just your Litecoin. And so what they're doing is saying, we'll pay the Dogecoin part, we'll just convert it into the value of Litecoin and give it to you. And that extra percentage above 100 is, like the Doge, that's what the Dogecoin's doing. Well, for the longest time, this bonus rate was like at 101%. And a while back, it went up to like 105%. And it's been hanging around in that. Well, guess what? It was yesterday, and in fact, about an hour ago before shooting this thing, it was at 140%, and now, right up here in the top right corner, 155%. So basically, you're getting 1.55 Litecoin for every actual Litecoin that you mine on LitecoinPool.org. And there's some other pools that are doing the same thing. Amazing. So this Dogecoin pump is huge for Litecoin miners. This makes Litecoin mining way more valuable. And so even if you're looking at a chart that shows mega hash and how much Litecoin that'll get you, that's not taking into account the Dogecoin reward on top of it. You got to add that on top of it. Litecoin mining is becoming more and more and more profitable. Like every second that Dogecoin goes up. So this has been huge for Litecoin miners. Now, here's the thing. Some of you think, Dogecoin, please, really? Like this 5-cent coin? Why should I bother with it? Why should I do? It's inflationary. It's not like Bitcoin or Litecoin that is deflationary, meaning there's only going to be a certain amount of Litecoin or Bitcoin ever. And every several years, the amount of coin we get for mining cuts in half, right? Making it even harder to get, which makes it even more valuable. Dogecoin is not. It's an inflationary coin. Dogecoin will keep pumping out the same amount of Dogecoin every block reward forever. And that means there'll be an unlimited supply of that. And you're thinking, well, wait, isn't that the problem we're having with the US dollar and all this other stuff? Like, why then would I want to bother with this coin? Here's why you want to bother with this coin. Because Dogecoin will be like your spare change. Dogecoin will be a lot more fluid, and it will have, you won't worry as much about interacting and transacting with Dogecoin. It also doesn't have that gas fee system like Ethereum has right now that can make transacting super expensive, and it's way more accessible for people. So Dogecoin, Dogecoin, Digibyte, there's a few others like that. They're gonna be the coin that you'll want to use on your everyday, day-to-day purchases. When you get your Starbucks, right? Don't pay in Bitcoin. Don't pay in Ethereum, right? Pay in like Dogecoin. Litecoin's even more suited than Ethereum or Bitcoin, but Dogecoin even more. So, it's at 5 cents. What is that? Like, 100 Doge right now for a cheap Starbucks? Easy peasy. So, and so for Litecoin miners, what I've sparked to is that we need to mine and hodl Litecoin, Dogecoin. Hodl that Dogecoin, because we don't have to wait for later when we have another halvening of the Litecoin blockchain and where we get even less rewards for mining it. If we keep hodling Doge and for right now and not selling it, then it will put pressure on the market to keep going up in Dogecoin. And so Litecoin mining will become even more and more profitable as a result, either by you getting the extra valuable Doge or by seeing that reward percentage go up and up and up and up and up. Could you imagine if it got to 200%, where you're basically getting rewarded just as much in Doge as as Litecoin? That would be incredible. And part of the reason why it's happening like that is that Dogecoin spits out a little over 10,000 Doge every block that it spits out, and it spits out blocks pretty fast. Litecoin spits out a block, I think it's every 10 minutes, and right now we're at what are we at? Is it 12.5 Litecoin? So you can see why the percentage thing would be so big, because so many Doge would have been created in the time we create a Litecoin. This is it. Dogecoin's here. This is no longer just a meme coin, like I said. This is not just a meme. This is for real world practical rationale for Doge to be in the ecosystem, for you to be interested in holding Doge, and like I said, so especially if you're a Litecoin miner. One thing for those of you who are not familiar, Litecoin is run on the script algorithm, and for the most part you need a special what's called an ASIC machine, a machine that is dedicated only to mining a certain algorithm, and so you it's not like the one you make with your video cards, like my rig that I've shown pictures of before. So you need to have ASIC miners for that. They're a little more expensive, but they can produce. So there you go. Now, of course, this got me thinking. I was searching around, and this is one of the things you can do with mining pool stats.stream, is that I started checking out every single one of these miners that said plus Doge, plus Doge, plus Doge, to see what their deal was, right? How were they showing that? And that's how I figured out. Some were bonus percentage, and others had way of dual mining. And then I came across this one site that is amazing. This mining pool is incredible, and I'm going to talk about it right after a quick word from our sponsors.
Hey everyone, at Disney Adams here from the NerdCon 1 channel. I would like you to join me in welcoming GamerGoat to the family of sponsors for the NerdCon 1 channel. If you are a listener or a viewer of NerdCon 1, you can now get a 15% discount at www.gamergoat.com using code NerdCon1. That's www.gamergoat.com using code NerdCon1.
Okay, so without further ado, let me get to this mining pool that I'm talking about. It's called Prohashing. Prohashing, I just discovered it the other day, just today, because I was doing all this investigating, right? And Prohashing has a pretty amazing setup. They give a lot of flexibility to miners on how to get something done. So here's something interesting that I just found, which is that basically, remember how I told you need an ASIC machine to mine Litecoin? Well, not necessarily, because you would need it to mine Digibyte, to mine Dogecoin, any of these on this script algorithm. Prohashing makes it so that's not necessarily true. What they allow anyone to do that gets on here is they allow people to mine whatever they can mine, but they let you choose how you want to get paid. And they have I didn't even go through the whole list, but it looked like about at least 50 different coins that you could get paid out in. So what did I do today? Today I took my mining rig, my little M rig one here, and it's mining ETH hash, okay, which is the Ethereum hash. Although there's many different coins that use ETH hash, right? So for example, it's showing here that like Expanse, it looks like it's been targeting Expanse for my rig to be mining and ginning up Expanse coin. It's doing its own calculations as to what it thinks would be the most efficient way to mine and get me the most bang for my buck. Now, and part of the reason of that, by the way, is if we go to look at Expanse, I bring it up here on miningpoolstats.stream. Expanse has gone way up in value recently. It's up to 7.5 cents each, but its mining difficulty has stayed relatively stable. It's gone up a bit, so that means that the ratio of the price versus the difficulty of it mining has gotten more advantageous. Okay, so I think that's why it's sending me there, because with Ethereum, if you look, let me move my head here. If you look at that graph right there, right by my head, let me see if I can get it to come up. Yeah, there we go. The difficulty rate on Ethereum is just going up and up and up and not looking back. Now look, the price, the 7-day price, remember that last week I was telling you, is going up and up and up and up too. Okay, so it makes sense. But price going up and mining difficulty going up is actually like sort of a 1-for-1 kind of a thing. And what the mining algorithm on that site is showing is that here the price went up, but the difficulty staying about the same, which means you're getting more bang for your buck, hash for hash right now on Expanse than you are on Ethereum. And I guess that's why it's taking me where it's going. But no matter what I mine, I get to dictate the terms of how I get paid out at Prohashing here. So if I can show here, I just got started not that long ago, and so it is hashing up. It is it says that 25 cents is what my total balance is right now. And if you'll notice, I have here Ethereum, Dogecoin, Digibyte, and I have Litecoin set up as what they call a backup coin, meaning that if for some weird reason a transaction doesn't work in a certain coin, then it'll default down to Litecoin and pay me there. And then I set out what the payout threshold is for each coin when it pays to my wallet. And then it shows if there's a fee associated with that. And actually, with Prohashing, they say that if you allow it to wait to be paid out till it's a certain higher amount, you can waive the fee. And I did that with the Doge, Digibyte, and Litecoin, and I might just eat it on the Ethereum, although that's pretty tough. I'll investigate that later. But meanwhile, its rewards are ticking out and is spreading out to the different coins that I set up. And I was able to say in my setup, like I said, 50% goes to Ethereum, 25% to Dogecoin, 25% to Digibyte. I have complete freedom over even the percentages. And when it starts paying out, this is unbelievably amazing, and I don't know why I haven't heard about this before or why more miners are not on this. I'm going to tell you right now, this has become my new all-time favorite pool to mine in. So check it out. And this one here, I do have a referral link, and I'd please ask you, if you're going to check it out, please click on my referral link for Prohashing down at the bottom in the description of the video, and sign up. They're also giving a 30-day bonus where you make a slightly higher percentage of payout in the first 30 days when you sign up through the referral link. So I would please check it out. You can, so I'm using my mining rig that I usually mine Ethereum and other things on, and now I'm getting paid out in stuff that I couldn't mine with that rig. So that's really amazing. You can get paid out in Bitcoin. You can get paid out in there's all sorts of weird coins out there. Actually, I even saw Cardano, and Cardano is not a mineable coin. Cardano, you have to just buy straight up in the market. Well, not anymore. If I want some more Cardano, I can start mining here and get paid out in Cardano. That's incredible. So these guys are onto something big, and they're basically making it so that anyone can do almost anything. I'm really, really, I'm a big fan now. They got a nice interface. It's easy to navigate. So there you go, prohashing.com. All right. My last little bit, news story. China's blockchain service network announces Cosmos integration. Cosmos becomes the first public blockchain to be added by the China-only version of their blockchain-based service network. So, China is trying to clamp down big on a lot of things that are not Chinese-based. They're not saying no to cryptocurrency, but they want to highly manage how that experience rolls out in China. But that's amazing that Cosmos, Atom is the symbol for it, has made it as an okay blockchain to be used in the Chinese crypto networks. And Cosmos is similar to Chainlink and a couple others, where they're trying to create a system where that basically all the different blockchains can talk to each other. And Cosmos is trying to create some of the software and things that allow that interoperability to occur, so that we don't have siloing, where you can only do this in this coin, in this blockchain, you can only do this and that, and they can't talk to each other or whatever. So Cosmos is leading the way on that, and there are other blockchains that come along with Cosmos, like Kava. So I thought this was a cool piece of news, because I think even China understands that it can't do just Chinese-based only stuff. That there's people all over the world that are coming up with fantastic ideas, fantastic software, and it's not so easy. You think, even if you have open source stuff, if you just grab someone else's open source code and make a copy and try to do your own thing, a lot of times there's a lot of knowledge, technical knowledge behind what all these coders do and everything, and you'll spend just a year just looking at it to understand it. And I think there's an understanding that things are moving so fast that adopting someone else's stuff is better than trying to copy and do your own thing. The time factor is huge. The time factor is huge here in crypto land. This thing is exploding. It's almost like an exponential explosion. So every week I come on, it's just like, it's so hard to keep this thing short. I could talk about 10 other stories, and the problem is next week it'll be 100 other stories, and then the week after that it's like 1,000. It's because so much is happening right now. This is a really exciting time for crypto, and it can be for you too if you get involved. So this has been the Crypto Mind. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget Cinephile Saturday with Steve, where he runs down a lot of movie-based topics. It's really funny on the nerdcon1.com network. You all have yourself